Hey guys, can you see me? Frank Fulci back again with a huge update, huge unboxing, haul, collection update video. It's gonna be a while, so let's jump right into it. I don't want to waste too much of your guys' time. Let me put these all off to the side and we can get started. A whole bunch of stuff this week. It's October, so there's a lot of sales going on, so you know, luckily if you're a collector this month, you save a little money with all the cool sales going on in various spots, but you're also going to be picking up a lot probably if you're like me. So anyway, let's jump into it. First, I'll start with some music related stuff. You know, it is horror related, but it's not horror movie related. So if you've seen my videos, you know that I collect horrorcore rap music, CDs, vinyl, things like that. So up first is a new album by an artist named Crazy K. I used to listen to this guy years and years ago. Actually, this is a copy of his first CD called Pumpkin Face. So he sent that. I actually own one, but he sent another one. There's another older CD. Forget what the name of this one was. It's not on here. It just has the track titles listed. But anyway, he threw it in with his newest one, which is called Life, A Beautiful Disaster. I wasn't even aware that he was still making music, so it was cool to see this, and I had to grab it. It was like 10 bucks. Figure I support him after all these years. Let's jump into the next one. This is a bigger package, so you know it's not just a CD. Although there is a CD in here. So let's show off this cool vinyl record. The name of this artist is the J Hex Project. Again, I've known this guy on a more personal level too, actually. I've spoken to him for over 10 years now. I used to do work with the record label that he used to be a part of, Third Shift Entertainment, so you know, I know him quite well personally and musically, I guess you could say. So anyway, J Hex Project, the 7 Doors to Death Part 2 vinyl record. This was limited, so I know there's, you know, not a large amount out there. And with that vinyl also came a CD version of it. Let me just open that up real quick and show you guys. Again, this is horrorcore rap music, underground hip-hop stuff, so if you're not into it, maybe you should check it out. I'll put some links below and you guys can check out some of these artists. Anyway, here's the CD version of J Hex's new album. Oh, the phone is ringing great, so you guys can ignore that in the background. Anyway, let me put this off to the side because I got a lot more stuff to open. And let's just jump into it, whatever I can grab first. This is from Gutter Garbs, alright. Get this out of the way too, and then we can get in. I think the rest of the stuff would be movies. So, no little extra goodies in there. Anyway, this is one I was excited about. I don't own too many Gutter Garbs shirts. Actually, this may be my very first. I try to limit, you know, you guys have seen me open Terror Threads and Fright Rags and even Cavity Colors. But this is my first Gutter Garbs. And this is from Jason Takes Manhattan. So you see the I Love New York sticker on the Jason mask. And yeah, man, I couldn't pass this up. He's oozing slime out of his eyes and everything. So yeah, dope shirt. Happy to have this one. All right. Next up, let's do this Amazon one. Oh, this is a good one. So I recently, if you guys have been watching my stuff, a few weeks back, I had picked up the new Hellboy on 4K disc, and in the video I had said people were shitting on it and they didn't like it and it got bad reviews. I ended up watching it that day and I loved it. I think I might have mentioned it in the following video, you know, the following week. I thought it was great, loved it. I loved it so much that it made me want to revisit the old ones that everyone does seem to love, which is Guillermo del Toro's versions. So this is Hellboy 2, The Golden Army. Yes, Golden Army, on 4K. This was pretty cheap on Amazon. I think it was like 14 bucks or something like that. So I picked this up. They're re-releasing the original Hellboy, you know, the first one to this. on 4K, I think this coming week. So that should be coming also. That was also cheap. I didn't order it at first. I kept seeing it and I had it in my cart. And then the price went down again. So I said, oh, let me order it this way. It comes in whenever it's released. Next up, we have a few Zavvi things. So Zavvi is having, again, for the month of October, another one of their buy one, get one free on Arrow titles. So every time there's one of these sales, I'm like, man, I must have all the Arrows I want or need already. Like, there can't be anything else I'll need. And I take a look, and sure enough, there's stuff that I quote unquote need. Obviously, we don't need any of these things. But anyway, first up, Pam Grier and Margaret Markov in Black Mama, White Mama. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, this is one that features the late great Sid Haig. Yes, it does. As well as featuring a brilliant Sid Haig as a cowboy bounty hunter and Lynn Borden, blah, 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 blah. So yeah, this is one I haven't had in the collection before, and you know, with Sid's sad passing recently, I wanted to pick up some of his older titles of movies that he was in, because I only know him from Rob Zombie's movies, which like revitalized his career, so to say. And I'm sure a lot of you guys out there are the same. So he was in a lot of old movies, man. He was an actor for a very long time. So I want to check out some of his older body of work, you know. Next up is The Villainous. Again, another Arrow title from Zavvi. An Asian, I don't know, maybe action, kung fu, thriller type of movie. Yeah, deliriously indulging in the excesses of South Korean action. Recalling Old Boy, The Villainous is a visionary new take on the neo-noir genre and an incredible thrill ride not to be missed. So exciting, get some action-packed stuff going on there. And last, again, I think I ordered a total of 6, so this is half of them. Zavvi is doing the weird thing where they're shipping half at a time again. Or one by one, I should say, not half at a time, but... Anyway, the next is The Addiction by Abel Ferrara. I've been buying a couple of Abel Ferrara's movies recently. I had watched Miss 45 finally for the first time a few weeks back, and I actually really enjoyed it. So I wanted to check out some more of his work. I've seen Bad Lieutenant. Again, this was in a haul a few weeks back. Bad Lieutenant and King of New York I had picked up. I haven't watched those yet, but, well, I've seen Bad Lieutenant before. Anyway, The Addiction is one I've been meaning to pick up. I wanted to pick it up during the last Arrow sale, and it was out of stock or not even a choice to pick up. So I got it now. Anyway, next up, alright, Family Video. I've only ordered from Family Video ever once before, and it was some used sale. $5 Blu-rays or some crazy shit like that. And I was very disappointed. Again, that's in an older video. You guys can go back and look for that if you want. Very disappointed. They came, there was no DVD discs in, no digital slips, which I don't care about the digital, but DVD discs completely gone. Not even in the thing. Just Blu-ray discs with stickers all over them, beat up, whatever. So I said I would never order from Family Video again, and here we are a couple months later, and they had this time it was on new movies sale. So I figured, alright, maybe they can make it up to me. Do some new movie sale anyway. First up is Poltergeist. Believe it or not, this is the original. I don't have this on any format in my collection. I was hoping this would have been the anniversary one, which is like a cool like media booklet type of packaging. But this will have to do. I've been meaning to watch this movie again recently because it's been years and years since I've seen it. So it was nice to get this cheap. Whatever. I'm sure the edition is fine. Next up is one I've been meaning to check out, although I didn't finish seeing the original Critters. I have the box set and I've watched the first 2 or 3. I think there was 4 movies in that set. And then there was the TV show that came out recently on Shudder, the new batch or whatever. But this is the new movie in the Critters series. I don't know how closely it is tied with the old ones other than the Krites being in it. But anyway, Critters Attack, again, pretty cheap. And then last but not least from Family Video, and I'm glad these slips came with them. Very excited to check this out. I've been hearing nothing but good things about this. The Banana Splits movie, Tra-La-La Terror. That's just the tagline. It's not a subtitle. But anyway, I've heard this is gory, really fun, really good time. I don't know much about the Banana Splits. I think it was around like even before when I was a kid. This is old school like kids show. So the idea of making it into a horror film, I'm not sure where that came from, but it seems like it is pretty successful in the you know, their ambition to get it done. So excited to have that, and I'll check that out soon. Next up, we have one. Okay, this is from the good people at Shout Factory. If you guys have been following my channel at all, you know, probably about 6 or 7 months ago now, I won a contest, which was for Shout Select titles. Every Shout Select title that came out for the year from that point forward, they would send me for free. So I was ecstatic to get that, you know, to win that contest. And they've been sending me some. I think the first month it was like 5 or 6 titles, and they've been like slowly trickling in now. This month apparently there's only 2. Don't know these movies, but first up, so they're number 90 and 91 in the Shout Select line. First up is the 75th anniversary edition of Bing Crosby in Going My Way. Winner of 7 Academy Awards, including 1944 Best Picture. So this is an oldie but goodie. Excited to check that out one day when I get through these select titles. Next up is Robert Redford in The Great Waldo Pepper. It's another one I've never actually even heard of. 1975. So another oldie. Obviously 30 years newer than that other one, but cool to have that. Next up, this one's cool. So this one I actually bought a few movies from another YouTube guy you guys might know, T-Money. You know, me and him are pretty friendly. He had a video up recently of some extras that he had bought doubles of without realizing it, so he was letting them go for cheap. So I figured I'd jump on the opportunity to snatch them up from him. So this came early in the week. You know, he shipped them out pretty quick, and it's just been sitting here, you know, waiting to show you guys in the video. There's actually some pretty good stuff in here, and he packed it up real nice. You know, he knows the value of these things. Obviously, he's a collector. If you guys haven't checked out his stuff, actually, I think a lot of you guys came from his channel to subscribe from me, thanks to him. But go check out his channel, man. T-Money86 is his name on here, and he's a good guy. He does a lot more collecting than even I do, so if you think I have a lot of stuff, go check out his channel. Anyway, the ones I bought from him are a new Scream Factory title, Itsy Bitsy. Looks like some nice spider horror in the same vein as, you know, Arachnophobia, things like that. Or it could be in the vein of crazier titles like Eight-Legged Freaks and Big Ass Spider and those goofy ones. I don't know. I'll see when I check it out. Itsy Bitsy. Excited to check that out. Which I think the artwork... there is reversible artwork. Wow, this cover is a little weird. All over the place, but I think the reversible artwork is different than that, so I'll probably flip it around. Anyway, another one that I watched recently, I actually really liked, so I wanted to own a hard copy of it. I don't own any Dread titles in my collection. I think they're kind of overpriced for what they are. They're not always the best movies. I've seen a few of them and they're okay. But this one I liked. It's a new indie slasher, good for, you know, this time of year, Halloween time. It's called Candy Corn. Hopefully some of you guys have seen this. This is actually really good. A lot better than I expected. The acting is leaves a little to be desired in some scenes, but overall, great slasher flick. It's not like a throwback slasher with these synth-heavy scores and all that crap. It's an actual good slasher flick. You know, it's got a little supernatural element to it, but also features Tony Todd. It's good, man. Check this one out. If you've seen it already, let me know in the comments below. Talk about it. I thought that movie was great. Next up is a new Arrow title that I knew I wanted to pick up, and I didn't want to wait too much longer because who the hell knows with these Arrow titles when they go out of stock and limited and slipcover and this, that, and the other thing. So I picked this up from him. He was letting it go for cheap. The Prey. I think I've heard mixed things about this. I don't know. Some people, I've never seen it, but some people seem to really, you know, they're really excited about this release, and some people, I think, are kind of shitting on it. But anyway, The Prey. Next up is another package from another buddy of mine. I've sold him a bunch of movies over the last year, I'll say, over the months for sure. And his name is Warlock, Dr. Vance, goes by the name Warlock. And he's actually an author too. He sent me a few books a few months back. I read them. They're actually pretty good. I like them. I wrote a review for one of them on Amazon actually. But yeah, I've been corresponding with him a little bit, and we became friendly, and he had a couple movies that I wanted to get, so he threw together a little package for me. Funny enough, I have Hellboy 2 here, and then he threw in a little Hellboy 2 card. That's pretty coincidental, I'll say. Anyway, he looks like he threw in some extra stuff for me, which was a couple of books he had mentioned that he was going to throw it in. think he was a little embarrassed that I was going to show them off to you guys because he said, you know, they're not in great shape, but I don't care, man. I want to thank you in front of everyone, man. Thank you for sending me this cool stuff. I Am Legend, an old mass market trade paperback version. I've actually been meaning to reread this one. So awesome that he sent me this. I have another version, but this one's cool to, you know, read through and beat up a little bit more than the one I have. So I Am Legend, great story. They made it into a bunch of movies, 3 different movies, I think. And this is another one. Wow, Clive Barker, Cabal. Another one I've been hearing about. Not sure if this is what Nightbreed is based off of. You know, they always hear the Cabal cut. Oh, there's other stories in here too. It looks like there's a little collection of stories. I tried listening to an audiobook of Clive Barker's story, one of his stories that actually Doc had recommended to me. And I don't know if it was the way it was written or I just can't do audiobooks. Maybe I wasn't paying attention, but it just felt, it was confusing. I didn't know what the hell was going on. It wasn't this book. I forget the name of it. Something game or I forget what it was, but I don't know. I listened to it for like an hour and was lost as lost as I was as the first minute. So I don't know. Maybe it's his style of writing. I'll find out once I jump into this one, but hopefully I can get into this and enjoy it. But let's get into the movies that he had sent me along with those books. So Doc, thank you again if you're watching. I appreciate it. You know, you didn't have to send me those extras. I know I take care of you and some of the packages I send here, but it's all good, man. We packed this stuff up pretty good. And I got a nice pile of garbage over there to clean up after this. Anyway, first up, one I had spoken about already, and that is Kingdom of New York. Now, the version I had bought was just a standard bare bones. Actually, I don't know if it was bare bones, but standard Blu-ray edition. This is an Arrow release. I didn't even know Arrow put this movie out at any point. So when he showed me a picture of, you know, his recent pickups and that he had this, I was excited to jump on this one, actually. So it's nice to have another Arrow film in the collection, of course, and it's, you know, Abel Ferrara's Christopher Walken starrer, King of New York. Next is another Scream Factory title that I haven't had. Man, for a while, I was actually doing pretty good at staying on top of the Scream releases. Even though they're expensive, they can add up in price, and, you know, your wallet takes a hit. I was doing pretty well. I was staying on top of it. Now I feel like they put out like 10 to 12 movies a month, and there's just no way to stay on top of that, especially with all this other stuff I'm trying to collect. And, you know, I've been selling a lot of stuff lately to help me, you know, put money back into the collection, but there's no way I'm ever going to keep up and, you know, get back all the titles I've missed out on. But anyway, here's one, you know, after my tangent, sorry guys, here's one that I was able to grab from him for pretty cheap, actually in a trade, I guess, technically. Brian De Palma's Obsession, nice that has a slipcover, another Scream Factory to add. And speaking of Scream Factory, guys, last but not least, actually doing good time on this. I thought it was going to be like a friggin' half-hour video, but I guess I'm flying through the stuff. Anyway, here's Scream Factory. This is one I'm excited about. I think I saw a couple people, actually maybe like one other person showed off, so not too many people. Actually, I think T-Money might have showed it off. Got everything out of here. Alright, looks like just the poster and the film set. Anyway, excuse me. We got a poster, nice big poster of what this release is, which is the Omen box set. The Omen Collection Deluxe Edition. Nice, beautiful hard box, flip box. Has 5 movies in it. Yes, 5. So the last weird, flimsy, chintzy, cheapo set that was released of this collection of movies was, you know, again, came in a little thin case. It was like $10 when it came out new, so you knew it was kind of cheap. 10, 20 bucks maybe the most. But anyway, I sold it recently to put money towards this. But it had the first 3 Omen movies and maybe the remake. Yeah, maybe it had the remake. It did not have the Omen 4, The Awakening, which from my understanding is a made-for-TV movie that not too many people talk about ever. But dude, how can you have a complete collection box set without one of the movies in it? No mention of it, nothing. So when Scream Factory announced this one, the first thing I looked to see, other than, you know, the awesome new commissioned artwork, all that stuff, first thing I went to see was, do they have number 4 in there? Sure enough, they did. That was the clincher for me. I had to get rid of that old one, and get this. So I'm happy to have this. I'm not going to open it up right now. Eventually I will open it and probably try to do a marathon. I know I say that all the time. My attention span is garbage. I'm lucky if I can get through 2 movies in a row, let alone 4 or 5. But the intention is there. Maybe one day I'll be able to do it. Get a nice marathon of films going, especially in the month of October here. Anyway, nice, awesome new commission art. And again, that's the same artist on the poster. It's actually, from what I understand, it's a weird shaped like landscape poster. Strange dimensions from what I understand. But with that comes, again, the 5 films, a 4K remaster of The Omen, which is the first one, obviously. New interviews with a lot of the stars, Lee Grant, Robert Foxworth, Holly Palance, and Elizabeth Shepard, author, director, blah, blah, blah. A lot of people. New interviews, which is awesome. Then there's an Omen Legacy documentary, which is not new. It's probably ported over from older releases. Same goes for 666, the Omen Revealed documentary. Still galleries, commentaries, and all sorts of other stuff. So again, awesome set from Scream Factory. Glad they did it. I haven't heard anything in terms of if there's issues with the discs or anything. So hopefully everything is on the up and up here. And we're good to go in terms of watching those without any hiccups. So, on good time here, guys. So that is it. I was able to get through all the stuff. Thank you for sitting and watching. There's a great amount of stuff here. This is probably one of the biggest hauls I've had in a while. Can't complain about that, man. Some nice 4K release, new Gutter Garb shirt, some beautiful horrorcore music on vinyl and CD. Some awesome books thrown in from my man Doc. A bunch of Arrow stuff, Scream Factory, Candy Corn, Itsy Bitsy, Shout Select. Goodness. So again, guys, thank you for stopping by. I'm glad I was able to get through this in a timely manner. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button and that bell icon so you get notifications for future video releases from me. Thank you for your time. Give me that thumbs up. Comment below. I want to hear from you guys. Did you pick any of these up? Are you excited about any of these? What are you going to pick up in the next coming weeks? And until next week, guys, peace out. Be good.